What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Now, this is going to be a reality chat, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm not going to be doing a review of the episodes, but I've been watching this show and I've been getting caught up on past seasons. I did so a few months ago on the OWN app, which was a true blessing because I have not recorded everything on DVR, and I definitely got rid of DirecTV. So having the app came in handy. But, watching these episodes over and over again, it's just really got my blood boiling when it comes to Martell. I'm not really going to spend a whole lot of time talking about him on this reality chat, but at the very beginning of this most recent episode, which was the first episode of the newest season, I really could not understand how Marsau, who's married to Letitia, these Scott brothers, it's just something about them, but I really just was trying to figure out how in the world this guy went on a pleasure trip, not a business trip. He didn't even lie to say, I got this business deal going. You need to stay home with the kids and, take care of the home. And I'm just going to be away on business and blah, blah, blah. He took a pleasure trip because he needed to get away to go to the continent of Africa. I don't know which country he went to in Africa, because I don't believe they really stated on there. I don't know if he went to Nigeria, South Africa. I'm not really sure. But he went all the way to another continent because he needed to get away to clear his head by himself. But he could not take 5 minutes on the last season when they went to Las Vegas to celebrate their wedding anniversary and had the friends go along with them, like a couple's trip. He couldn't spend 5 minutes to renew his wedding vows, and he was just talking about how he was depressed, and you stay in a marriage whether you're happy or not because it's not, it's a decision and all of those different things like that. But he went to a whole other freaking continent to get away to clear his head. And he, went to dinner with Tisha, and he's like, well, I appreciate you respecting the fact that I needed to get away and I needed to do this by myself. Huh? And look, Tisha, she can get under my skin with a lot of things that she does and says and even allows at times, because I just don't believe that she is as dumb as the show tries to make her appear that she is. Really, I know she has had the speech impediment thing and she doesn't really speak clearly, and there are words that she has said where it's like, what did she say? I think she called the Chamber of Commerce the Chamus of Commerce, and it was hard not to laugh at that, but then you don't want to laugh at people in disabilities, and I'm not calling that a disability. It's just an area where she just isn't really strong in. But the woman clearly is educated. I believe she has 2 master's degrees now, and she is a beautiful woman. It's not she's a beautiful woman for darker skinned woman or a beautiful woman for not being a slim person or anything like that. She really is a beautiful woman. She is. But I don't believe Marsau, being her husband, knows exactly what he has, and as ghetto and country and as uneducated sometimes as her mom Wanda sounds at times when she says a lot of the things that she says, the woman is married and has a boyfriend. And I don't believe that Tisha falls too far from that tree. So a lot of people feel that Marsau is cheating on Tisha and she's stupid and she ain't never going to leave him and all these things like that. He definitely could be cheating. I don't know. Has it been proven? I haven't seen any proof that he has been cheating on her. But what I will say is this, just based on all of the past episodes that I have watched and watching her mom and even this most recent episode, I'm sorry, I don't believe that Tisha is aware of the possibility that her husband might be cheating on her. But what I will say is she is a lot smarter than she really puts on to a lot of people. And I believe that she is a lot like her mom. And my spirit detects, okay? This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is what's going on, but what I'm saying is what I pick up in the spirit realm. I feel that if Marsau is unfaithful, Tisha is also unfaithful as well. Maybe even if she isn't right now, definitely has the possibility of doing so and just staying in the marriage because it is convenient. They have several kids together. She clearly is the type that believes in marriage, wants to be in a relationship, whether it's happy or not, because I don't believe that they're in a happy relationship and in a happy space. It just doesn't appear to be that way. It looks like it is definitely just for they're continuing to stay together because they don't want others to be proven right. Tisha, she definitely gives me that vibe of I'm not going to allow anyone else to destroy my marriage. And Marsau, he is the type, like that old song, is cheaper to keep her. It's like, well, you know what? We got all these kids. He married her when she was pregnant. It's clearly just he feels like he's obligated to do so, but he is not happy. And he doesn't want to dissolve the marriage either because he wants to be with someone like Tisha who will allow him to be this so-called head of household type of person, but the type that is not respectful of women. He doesn't respect women. He doesn't respect women being in authority figures, in positions of leadership. He tells Tisha that he needs a personal assistant and it's definitely not going to be a guy. And she's like, well, I believe that if you're going to have a personal assistant and it's a woman, that it needs to be someone that's older. It's with them, the relationship, to me, I just believe that it is kind of a joke. But I do believe that Tisha has that wherewithal to be the type where she's like, you know what? He can do his dirt. I'm just going to let him cheat in peace, but I'm going to do my dirt on the side too. And I believe that in that way, she is like her mom. I do believe that. I do believe that Tisha is messy like her mom as well. Her mom is definitely really messy. She does these live videos and she talks about everyone else on the show. She is not genuine in the things that she shares as advice to others, especially when it came to Melody, because she clearly doesn't like Melody and she doesn't like how Melody treats her daughter. And that's okay to not like how somebody treats your child, but it doesn't mean that you have to come for them. And she's made comments about Melody like, well, who's going to want you after you've had 4 kids? You need to just be with your husband. Well, you're cheating on your husband. I don't know if they're just going to be separated for life and never get divorced, and then she's going to just continue to screw around with her boyfriend. But I do believe that Tisha has the ability to be like Wanda in that way. And so now that Marsau and Tisha are doing these live videos and they're talking about other people and they're throwing their shadiness towards Melody and things like that. Melody, I'm not going to talk about her in this episode of Reality Chat right now, but I just really wanted to come on here to get your thoughts. And do you feel that Tisha knows that Marsau is either unfaithful or has the ability of being unfaithful, so she's just going to let him do what he does, let him cheat in peace, and then she's going to do her thing on the side too, and they're just going to continue to be in this marriage of convenience? Because to me, that's what it looks like. I've seen episodes of The Real Housewives, especially when it comes to the Orange County Housewives, which was the first Real Housewives franchise. And you would see these women, they would be in these relationships with their husbands, and you knew that they were not happy, but they would try to force it on the public to make it look like that they were. And then once the issues really started to come to the surface, and they really started to address things, then you hear about a divorce filing. I don't really see that happening with Tisha. I feel that Tisha is a type that will suppress it, will avoid it, will allow him to cheat in peace, and she's just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to do my thing on the side too, because I know that I'm beautiful. She's been playing up her features a lot more, wearing makeup, getting her hair done a whole lot. In the very first season, she was more reserved, more like a housewife type. He didn't want her to work and all of these other things. Just very, very ancient in the way that their marriage was. But I do see that, she's wearing tighter fitting clothing, showing off the curves a lot more and things like that. And I do believe that she does love Marsau, but I just don't believe that Marsau loves her the way that she really deserves or needs to be loved by her husband. And the fact that he could not spend 5 minutes to just, for the sake of this episode of the show and the filming, let's just go ahead and renew these vows, because you're already married. It wasn't like they were dating for 14 years and they're like going to Vegas and say, hey, you know what, it'll be fun. Let's just go ahead and get married, because then it would be making it official. But you're already married, and he couldn't renew his vows, but he can go all the way to another continent without her and say, I appreciate you understanding the fact that I needed to do this alone. I needed to pretty much get away from you and the family and go to the other side of the world. It is absolutely insane to me, but I believe that she allows it because, one, she's used to letting him have the upper hand, but she also has those tendencies like her mom, and she's got the tendency to be unfaithful as well and say, you know what, you do your thing and I do mine, and we'll keep this marriage together for the sake of the kids, for the sake of the business, and make it look like we are this power couple or whatever, when actuality it's really powerless, and it's sad. But I just really wanted to know what you guys thought about that, because to see Marsau treating Tisha like, I think I love my wife, he really is not happy. And I don't know, it's just something about him. He just looks like a mush mouth Bama, where I don't know if you've ever seen those people who lost their teeth and they wear dentures, and even though they have the dentures in their mouth, you can tell that they really are used to having their mouths sucked in because they don't have teeth in there. I don't know, he just looks like that type of man, and that may sound silly to some of you, but he just looks like a mush mouth Bama to me. He's not attractive, and his actions make him look even more unattractive. But there are women out there that are really scandalous and sleazy, and they are willing to do whatever to try to come into a marriage and split it up. And for the sake of exposing him, there definitely probably are those women out there that want to try to get with him for the sake of just exposing him, because they believe that he is who he is, and they're capable of being the woman to get a come up off of it, like somebody else's side dish, coleslaw. But anyway, you guys, you let me know your thoughts about that in the comments section.